That bullet is still lodged between my brain and my skull. That bullet is still in my head. As I sat in the lobby of that YMCA, my music instructor, his name was Gordon, he said, listen, TJ, you did a really good job today. You're getting so much better. And if you do a good job on these scales, then we can move forward to the next lesson. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't wait. My father is a pastor, and at that time he was pastoring a church right around the corner. My father was the nonviolence advocate in the community. All of a sudden, I started hearing like rocks or pebbles thrown at the window. You always have rambunctious kids doing things. So I paid no attention to it. But all of a sudden, something happened in my body. There was a loud piercing ring in my right ear. It was so piercing, it was screeching, and it hurt so bad. It almost felt as if someone took an ice pick and jammed it in my ear, and it hurt. And I remember, like, what is this? What is this? And then all of a sudden, my head began to vibrate so violently. It's almost like a metal baseball bat. You take a metal baseball bat and you strike a building, and the metal baseball bat will begin to vibrate violently. That's what my head felt like. Then all of a sudden, I began to look around, and I saw people moving in slow motion, like Neo did in The Matrix, just moving in slow motion. And then on the other side of the lobby, I heard my sister screaming my name at the top of her lungs, screaming my name. She said, TJ, TJ, TJ. But everything was happening. I had no idea that it was her screaming my name. It wasn't until I found myself laying in the arms of an unknown man until I found out the truth of what happened to me. This man held me and he screamed out at the top of his lungs. He said, someone call 911. Call 911. This boy has been shot in the head. And as this man was holding me, I remember him saying, keep praying, son. You're not going to die. Keep praying, son. You're not going to die. Paramedics came in and they worked diligently on me. At that time, someone called my father in Bible study. He was doing Bible study, and they told him that your son was shot in the head. My mother had not got there yet to pick me up. My father ran around and stood over my body, and he saw me take what was my last breath at that time. So they resuscitated me. They told my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jordan, it's a good chance that your son would not be able to see again. If he lives, his brain is severely scarred. It's a good chance that he will live the rest of his life clinically brain dead and live in a vegetative state. Newspapers, you had people come to interview Dad, and the first thing they asked is, what gang was your son in? People are trying to make it look like I was a part of a gang, and I wasn't. He started an organization called Stop the Madness to keep people off the street, kids from killing themselves. My father has buried over 105 young people due to gun violence. And I was a victim of that violence. There were people that came to him and said, okay, now what? Right? Now what? Now your son is a victim. What are you going to do? Are you going to go ahead and allow your organization to fold because your son got shot? As I was laying in a hospital bed, they had a press conference down in the lobby. News anchors were there, and cameras were everywhere. And they asked my dad to talk. And this is what he said. He said, if God want to use our son as an example to reach others, then we are willing. And he said, people are asking me, are we going to stop doing what we're doing? Are we going to stop the organization to stop the madness? Are we going to stop fighting for, for kids and this violence? He said, no. If anything, this is making us want to continue to do it more. All this was going on as I'm in a hospital trying to fight for my life. People began to pray for me. People in the community came together. They filled that whole hospital. They came and prayed. I'm talking about people of different cultures, different denominations. You had black people, white people. You had, I think there was Chinese people that were there. They were praying for me. And then with 3 weeks, I was able to regain my sight back slowly but surely. But my family, they never lost faith. My mother received a letter. She said, "Mrs. Jordan, the whole time I watched your faith with your son. I was an atheist, or I did not believe in God. I didn't believe in God. But while watching you, I now am a believer." That bullet is still lodged between my brain and my skull. That bullet is still in my head, right here, and it traveled towards the back. It's in the back of my head. It's back here. And it's a miracle. I can't explain it. You can't explain miracles.